Is there something that drives you? Is there some enforcement action you'd like to take, the thing that you'd like to fix? I mean, you're coming into town, you're the new guy, you're the sheriff, and there are certainly a lot of crimes going on. Is there something you want to nail?
Actually, I want to do something slightly different from that. We have a variety of tools. Enforcement is one of them. We're going to use that tool where it's appropriate. But if we can work with institutions to get problems fixed through corrective actions, if we can work by providing new clear rules of the road to prevent problems from happening in the first place, if we can educate consumers and get them to muscle up and understand that they also have to protect themselves and they should take responsibility to do that, and we will help them with trusted, worthwhile information. All of those are ways that we can help clean up this marketplace, not just with the enforcement tool.
But you'll agree with me. I've had I don't know how many mortgages in my life. I couldn't possibly understand my way through them. I mean, it's unreasonably complicated.
Yeah, and part of our job, and it's a hard job, I would agree with you, Allie, is to take those documents, try to boil them down and make it clear to you what are the key points, what should you know, and make sure that you can know it ahead of time and make good decisions based on that.
You had an enforcement action against Capital One. It's the first big one that you've had. Tell me where that fits in the grand scheme of what you'd like to do at the CFPB. Is that a traffic ticket or is that a major felony?
I would say it's a property offense, and it's a property offense that's going to amount to approximately $200 million for the institution. One of the things I would note is that the bank officials were just as distressed, I think, as we were to find out what was happening with their vendors. And they were very cooperative in trying to fix the problem once it was identified. But all these institutions have to exert more careful monitoring over the people who are doing business on their behalf, and they need to be cognizant of the fact that they have to treat consumers fairly. That is part of the law. It's not just good business practice, it is part of the law, and we're going to make sure people are held accountable for that.
There are still people, Republican senators, who say you and your agency are bad for business in America, bad for banks and bad for business. What's your response to that?
I think we're good for good businesses, and we should be bad for businesses when they're doing things that they shouldn't. That's what a fair enforcement regime is about. But I think there are a lot of good businesses out there that will benefit by making sure that their competition is held to the same standard they hold themselves to, and it should all be about serving the customer. There was an era where we used to say the customer is always right. It was never really factually true, but it represented an attitude, a sort of approach to how you served your customers. We want to make sure that's returning to this marketplace.